time I'm doing this, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to keep the Instagram live going for a few minutes. So you guys that are watching, head on over to my YouTube, Surgery Secrets, subscribe, watch and support me over there. I would appreciate it a lot. And post your questions. Aw, thanks, Megan. So post your questions. I am an open book. We're going to talk about anything and everything that anybody wants to talk about for the next little while. So let's see how long I can keep this going, talking to myself. What kind of feels like talking to myself, but it's pretty exciting to try a new thing. The YouTube is Surgery Secrets. Like everything else, you can find me over there. Let's see here. Let's see if we can see who's on. Okay. I am a little bit of an open book, aren't I? I kind of tend to lay it all out there. That's really funny. Oh my God, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Bukarabama? Did I say that right? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I tend to get that a lot, actually. I used to do a lot of guided meditation stuff, and I'm told I have a relaxing voice. That's so funny. Let's see. Okay. A bedtime story? Yeah. Oh, Hybrid Pearls on. Get on to my YouTube. Watch me over there. I'm going to keep the Instagram live open for a few more minutes. Otherwise, it's going to all switch over to YouTube. YouTube Surgery Secrets. Subscribe, join my live, watch me over there, ask questions, send me messages. It's my first time, so I'm still learning how, the whole platform works on the live. But yeah, I'm super excited to be chatting on here and doing something a little different for a change. What questions do you guys have? Give me some topics to talk about. Let's see what you guys are thinking about, what's on your minds, what do you want to know about when it comes to post-op recovery, surgery, anything to do with that. I think Megan, love you, Megan. Megan is my original surgery sister. She was in the recovery house with me and talked me through the whole process. So she's been amazing to me this whole time. Why can't you eat anything after surgery without swelling? Well, it depends on what you're eating. The more salt content that you have, the more fluid retention you're going to keep in your body. So when you are, post-op, you are just retaining a lot of fluid, and the more salt, the more fluid you're going to hold. Now, when you're also, my YouTube page, so I'm just seeing this, I want to add in there, it's Surgery Secrets. I'm Surgery Secrets everywhere. And so you want to eat things that aren't holding on a lot of sodium. Also, on top of that, you are compressing. So you're wearing all of these tight clothing, this tight gear, all this stuff. So it makes it more difficult to be able to hold food in. If you're eating and you cannot eat anymore, your faja is not allowing you to like put any more food in, then you want to really sort of reassess your faja. Your faja might be too tight. So if you're eating and you're still hungry and you're not full and you can't put any more food in, then it is more than likely that your faja is too tight or you have too many things stuffed into it. Okay, so I love you guys on my Instagram world. Everybody over to YouTube. I'm going to shut this down now. Surgery Secrets, link is in my bio. I'll see you over there. Sorry, just one second. I'm going to end this out. Okay. All right, sorry, my full attention's over here. Amazing. Okay, I see some questions coming in. After BBL, how long do you think you should stay before you get back on the plane? And when can I start taping? Oh, amazing. Okay, so depending on where you go, there are different laws, different things on, how many days you need to stay before you're allowed to leave, I can only really speak specifically to Colombia because that's where I was. And in Colombia, you need to stay a minimum of 10 days. It is a law in Colombia, and that is why your surgeon will only give you a medical clearance letter after the 10-day mark. There are people that leave before that. When you go to the airport and you are walking around and you are looking like you just had surgery, you may be left alone. You may get questioned. If you get questioned and you do not have your medical clearance letter, you will go under examination by the physician they have at the airport. That physician will deem you fit to fly or not to fly. If they ground you, then you're responsible for rescheduling your flight, paying for another flight, finding accommodation, figuring it all out from there. So it's a minimum of 10 days if you don't want that risk. Do people get away with it before that? Yeah, sure, they do. But it just depends on, how you want to gamble on that. As far as the taping goes, it depends on what you want to tape for. If you want to tape with the fluid forks, and so if you don't know what those are, you can go to my website at the shop. You'll see what they are. They're basically a very large piece of tape that's been cut into small sort of finger-like strips that have a specific anchor. And they are meant to, they gently lift the skin and provide decompression so that the fluid can flow through the pathways that those forks are lifting and drain out towards your lymphatic system. You can do that right away. You can do it for bruising. You can do it for swelling. There's no stretch or tension or pulling. You literally put it on flat just as it is. You can start doing that immediately after surgery. As far as skin retraction goes, I would wait till at least a month post-op. For a number of reasons. Your skin is very sensitive. You don't want to be putting tapes on and off constantly. You're having many, many, many massages at the beginning. You just need to be gentle and very sort of easygoing on your skin for the first few weeks. You want to make sure that your skin's not too sensitive. So usually I say wait until you're at least 1 month post-op to start taping. Okay, let's see who else is messaging here. Megan, you've always got the answers for everyone. Yeah, and you always need to be definitely wearing your compression gear, sitting on your boppy, keeping your faja on, all those sorts of things. Now, I know there was a few questions earlier that was over on my Instagram. And since this is my first live on YouTube, I figure maybe I will talk about my background a little bit, talk a little bit about me. I know that I tend to have a lot of information and I can go on a lot about the things that are going on in the post-op world. So I'll give a little bit of background about me. My surgeon is Plazas in Colombia. So basically, I started out as a medical esthetician back in the 90s. I'm aging myself a little bit. I'm turning 40 this year. And I started out with lasers and all these sorts of things when that was really coming up, and one of the bigger sort of medical type things in the aesthetic field before that sort of really started to blow up. I started with a Cedesco background. Cedesco is the highest level in medical aesthetics you can get as far as education and designation worldwide. And that's what really sort of started my background in skin and understanding skin and how it works and how it heals. And from there, I did that for quite a long time. I got into doing permanent makeup, medical tattoos. Permanent makeup started when I was, I guess, early 2000s. And I started fixing all of the old crazy eyebrows that were like blue and green and orange and stuff like that. And I eventually got into medical tattoos. So because I could fix the color on people's brows, I could fix the color in their skin. And that was all self-taught. It just kind of snowballed from one thing to another to another. And I spent a lot of time doing that. I was really busy. I was booked out for like a year and a half in advance at all times, and I needed a bit of a change in pace. So I took some time off from that and I started teaching yoga. I went to India, traveled to India, learned how to teach yoga and meditation, and I did a 3-year sound healing program and got really into meditation and vibration and healing the body in different ways. And that was fun, and I had a great time, and it grew a big part of me inside. And eventually I really missed business, and I really missed tattooing and helping people in that way. And that's when I opened my shop, The Good Geisha, the first cosmetic tattoo shop in Toronto, Canada. And I've been doing that ever since. I also developed some of the biggest microblading programs there are out there today, and eventually ended up connecting with some facial plastic surgeons and got together in doing some medical missions, facial reconstruction missions in India. And that's really my first sort of taste of plastic surgery. And like, aside from working with women that have had breast augmentations, breast cancer, that sort of thing, I did a lot of medical tattoos for those sorts of things, incision scars, all of that kind of stuff. But it was my first real opportunity to see plastic surgery from sort of the other side of things. And I did that for a couple years in a row, scrubbed into surgeries, got to watch some amazing surgeons, some of the top surgeons here in Toronto and all over the US, performing surgeries on children and adults, both. And it wasn't until I came home from my first mission, and I kind of got this amazing PR stream that happened after that. Because I was fundraising for the mission, and I ended up being on TV a lot. I ended up being on a lot of like local news channels, some national news, like a good amount of TV appearances. And at that time, I was just like so busy with work and so busy with life that I was gaining a little bit of weight and getting a little bit older. And I just remember going on my first TV appearance and coming home and watching it back and just like not even recognizing myself. And that sort of really kickstarted a whole new mentality about myself and things that I wanted to change. And I made that change pretty quickly. And I went to basically different diets. I did keto, lost 50 pounds, felt great. And that's when I decided that I wanted to do plastic surgery. I also was going through a divorce at the time, and it was just like, call it my midlife crisis. I don't know, whatever. But I got really, really into it and just decided that here we go. I'm going to do it. Let's just do it all. I actually did not research surgeons that much. I went to maybe 2 consultations here in Toronto, and I knew quite a few people that had gone to Columbia to plazas, and I was just like, that looks great. That's what I want to do. I'm going to go there. No problem. So this was November of last year, and I booked my date in November for February. I know a lot of people that are looking to book Columbia dates right now are, having to wait almost a year out now. COVID and all sorts of things have changed the booking process, and it's so lengthy and crazy now. But I basically, I booked it for a couple months later, and off I went, and I decided to do everything. I did full body lipo, BBL, breast lift with implants, did buccal fat removal. I did PDO threads while I was there. And yeah, it was like a full surgery. But it was great, and I'm so glad that I did it. And going into it, when you research surgery and you research the whole process, and I got obsessed with watching YouTube videos, and there were some, but there wasn't a lot about any of the surgeons in Colombia at the time. I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 videos. Most of them were about, people in Miami, maybe even the DR a little bit, but there was nobody posting videos about surgery in Colombia. And also, I kind of had it in my head that like, yeah, okay, they say about a year recovery, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I've had kids, I'm older, I'm fully tattooed. Like I have full sleeves, full back Japanese piece tattoo. I'm going to be fine. I'll be fine. So it was a bit of a rude awakening when I, woke up from surgery, and it wasn't that it was that bad. It was just like, wow, I really did it, but I didn't look great off the table. I looked gigantic actually. And so that was sort of like, oh, very, very different. And I was like, okay, most of these YouTubers that I'm watching their videos, they're like in their 20s. So I need to just chill out. It's going to take some time. I'll be fine. The process, how it takes, time for your skin to heal. It'll be all right. And when I did my first sleeve, I had edema in my arm for a year after, just from the tattoo. So, you can just imagine what my body was like. It was huge. If anybody is on here that doesn't follow me on Instagram already, go on over to Instagram Surgery Secrets and hit the request to follow, and send me a message and just say that you saw me on YouTube, and I'll accept. But it was a very, very, very hard recovery for me. And I didn't look great right away, and it took a long time. I also did J-plasma. J-plasma is a very tough recovery. I am actually, now that I just look at the date, I'm 1 year post-op tomorrow. Wow. And I still don't have feeling in my stomach. I mean, a little bit. I can still, I know I'm touching myself, that sort of thing, but still not fully back yet. It still has like that heebie-jeebie a little bit feeling. And then, it's you're touching yourself, but it's not fully, the nerves aren't fully firing properly. So yeah, it was a rude awakening. And I also was a candidate for a mini tummy tuck, but I did not want a tummy tuck. So I said, no, I'm going to do everything I can do to heal my skin myself. I know skin. I'm confident that I can take care of it. I do microneedling. I do all sorts of things. I will figure it out on my own. And so I think it's normal to go through some, ups and down roller coasters of emotions after surgery. And I remember I was sort of around the 6 week mark and feeling like really just like, oh my gosh. My skin looked like a deflated balloon, it just looked like it was like that. The J plasma made it so that it did not pull away from my body at all, but it was like sunk in and not looking great. So that's when I started to get whisper of people using tape. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I decided to try the tape method and saw massive changes in just a couple days. I was just like, it was like I literally in my head thought, okay, next year I'm good. I have to get the tummy tuck. Like I can't keep this. So I ended up getting really into the tape, and I started to experiment and work with it more and start using different sizes of tapes. And I started researching more within other tape companies, the science behind tape. I actually got connected with a doctor who specifically works with sports injury and learned a lot from him, and really started designing and developing the whole my tape method. And that's sort of how I got to where I'm at this point. All along that way, I have shared very transparently my experience in my Instagram on my surgery page, Surgery Secrets. I probably have given more time to it than I have given to anything else in my life. So consistently, mostly probably because of COVID times and just having not a whole lot of life to be out doing. But I am on Instagram probably upwards of 12 to 16 hours a day. I answer approximately 50 DM conversations a day, if not more. Um, but I love it. I love sharing. I love caring for everybody. I love helping people. I've pretty much dedicated my entire career to helping people, and I am super excited about the launch of my tape and the education component behind it. I'm excited to share with everybody how they can, utilize something so simple and get such big results and rewards out of it, just like I have. So, yeah, I mean, does anybody have any other questions that's on here? I know we kind of got a little side combo going here. A few things. Megan, you're gonna go back to plazas once COVID slows down for more lipo and breast lift. Yeah, I do actually plan on going back. I want a revision on my breast lift scars. I had some complications with them reopening. They were closed, and then they kind of started to reopen because I thought, oh, they're closed. It's great. Now I'm going to start putting all my lotions and potions on them to make them heal and make the scars as if they've never been there before. And I ended up reopening them because I was keeping them too wet. So the scar underneath didn't heal quite amazingly. I mean, they're light, so like that's great, but they are a little thick. I mean, if I'm gonna be a perfectionist at this point, I might as well go and get it fixed up. They started opening, I think I would probably say, actually, let me look at my phone because that's probably a better indication. I would probably say somewhere around 8 weeks. Let me see here. When was it? Because I took tons of pictures. Okay, I think somewhere around the 6-week mark. Yeah. Um, I see the very first picture I took here was around the 6-week mark. And you can DM me on Instagram at Surgery Secrets if you want to see a photo of it. I'll send it to you. I don't want to get flagged on YouTube for my first time on here by showing it. And, you know, not everybody wants to see that kind of stuff. So if you do want to see what that looks like, I'm happy to share it with you. Just send me a DM on Instagram at Surgery Secrets. And then once I figured out what the problem was, so I ended up contacting my surgeon, and he's like, okay, you're keeping them too wet. You're putting too many lotions on them. Stop with the scar gel, stop with the scar cream, and just clean them completely with saline solution. So either you make a saline solution, which is like water and salt, sea salt dissolved in the salt water, or dissolved in the water to make salt water, or you can buy it in a spray can at the pharmacy. It's called Wound Wash, and it's saline, and it's just a little convenient because it comes out in like a kind of like an aerosol spray, so it's easier to kind of spray and clean. So literally just spray that, take a clean gauze, pat it dry, let it air dry. And then there is a spray that's really unique to Colombia. Apparently, you can't get it anywhere else. It is a prescription. It's like a antibacterial type of spray. It's called rifamycin. And it's like an orange spray. It kind of looks like iodine, but it's not iodine. But it's really dark orange like that, and it stains everything. So you just like basically give it like one spray, let it dry, and then I put a non-stick gauze. So non-stick gauze comes sterile in a pouch, and it kind of has almost a sheen to it. So I put a non-stick gauze, tape that on, and then I would take a poise pad, like an overnight pad, and tape that underneath to protect from any irritation because of the BBL and the faja, having that faja up underneath your boobs was kind of like rubbing there as well. So it was making things heal up and quite quickly, actually. I would say they closed with, okay, here's the rifamycin. So this, maybe you can't see it. I'll post it on my Instagram. Rifamycin is the spray. But they closed up completely, and they were open like about that wide. They closed up completely doing that every morning and night, 4 days. So it was really, really, really quick. The spray I got, my surgeon gives it to you as part of his, like, when you get a breast surgery with him, you have to purchase like a little aftercare kit, and that is part of it. I just know for a fact they don't make it here in Canada, and they don't, like, you can't buy it with a prescription or without. They just don't have it here at all. I'm not sure about the States, but I will post it on my stories on Instagram, so you can go follow me over there and see what it is, and look it up and see if they have it where you are. I just know here in Canada they don't. So yeah, that's sort of been my journey through this last year and how I kind of got to where I got. Does anybody have any other questions before I tap out? I mean, I've been talking nonstop for 30 minutes. I've also been doing some Clubhouse talks, which have been really great. I don't know if any of you guys are on Clubhouse. You can go follow me there and hit the bell. You get notified whenever I'm having a talk or speaking in another room. I've been having some great conversations over there. Me and Kathleen Leeson have been having some great chats. She is a really famous lymphedema specialist in San Diego, and she is really well known for her post-op massaging and all of her great tips. So if you don't already follow her, go check her out. She has also a plastic surgery handbook that she's written. And if you are new to researching and thinking about surgery, that book is a really great resource for, the basics, like everything you kind of need to know. Um, when I go back, am I going to just do the breasts or am I going to do anything else? I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. Like I did my teeth when I was there. I think, I don't know. I still have to think about it. I feel like I'm still recovering from the last one, and I'm kind of just like, oh, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I will keep you posted if I change my mind. um, it's a little bit addictive, I'm not gonna lie. I think, the same thing with tattoos, right? I have full sleeves, full back, and it's just like, oh, maybe I should do something else. But slowly, surely, I am becoming more on the outside that I feel on the inside, and I'm loving it. I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm actually wearing my chin tape right now. So this is a great chin lipo has been amazing. Loved it. You can go on Instagram and see all my before and afters, like night and day difference. And if you have chin lipo, you have to wear a chin faja. It's like a chin strap. It goes around your neck, comes around here, and it velcros on the top of your head. The velcro rips your hair out. You got to wear a headscarf. It's just annoying. Your face is like smushed up like this all the time. And I wore for 2 months religiously. It sets your jaw back, like their bottom jaw back a little bit, and it was changing the way my teeth came together in the back. And when your bite changes, it can put different pressure points on your teeth, and it can give you really bad toothaches. So I was just getting this like wicked bad toothache, like so bad I couldn't even eat. I thought it was right at the height of COVID, and I couldn't get to the dentist. If I could have gotten to the dentist, I would have gotten my tooth pulled out. That's how bad it was. And thankfully, I kind of troubleshooted with my dentist in Colombia. I messaged him and I was like, what could this be? Could it be something from my veneers, or is it from my chin faja? And he's like, oh, it's probably from the faja if you're still wearing it. So I was trying to find a solution to put compression under here without having to have something around my chin. I was searching all over, like I was searching on Alibaba and all these places, AliExpress, for, those chin masks that go around your ears and stuff, but like none of them work. They don't hold anything tight enough. And they're not very convenient for, going around in. So I came up with this. And yeah, you can barely even see it. Most of the time walking around, nobody would even really notice it, especially now with wearing your mask and stuff. Nobody would see that at all. And now I just wear it at night. And I don't wear it all the time. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of past the point of needing to wear it all the time. But I felt like I was on a talk earlier with somebody on a video call, and I felt like my chin was kind of looking a little loose, so decided to put some on for tonight again. So yeah, it's great. It's comfortable. It snatches your chin like crazy. It does restrict your range of motion, like not so much side to side, but when you go fully up, it does restrict the range of motion a little bit. But it's temporary. It's okay. And it's actually placed on very, very gently. There's no stretching or pulling this at all. So it's great. I love it. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. If you guys have any other questions for me, feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram, or, comment something below. I will post this and have this up if you ever want to go back and check it out again. And I'm going to keep doing this every Thursday at 8 here on YouTube. So this is going to be my little live place to share and answer questions. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys coming out and supporting me and showing up. And share with all your friends and anybody that you think is interested in listening or asking some questions. Love you guys. Thank you. Good night.